Hello, everyone. Welcome. Today we are going to talk about creating and configuring individual listings within the Stays system. To start, it is necessary to access the Listings menu. That is the one I am showing you now. You can see it on the Listings sidebar. To start creating a new listing, you need to click on Individual and on the green plus Listing button. The system will ask you for some listing information, including property type, listing type, subtype, and types you are going to use. In my example, I will choose apartment. You will put the corresponding. On subtype, you need to let the system know if you are selling the whole listing or just a part of it. In types down here, it refers to types of sales, how you will sell it. This only applies to your website. If you intend to sell this same listing in 3 ways, such as long-term rental, real estate, and vacation rental, you can mark all of them. Finally, there is the field called internal reference, which is for you to choose a nickname or a code or something that identifies this listing. And it is internal, so only you and your team can see it. Here I will put test listing just as an example. Now, you will click on Next. Here you can see our first listing created. The next step is filling in all the information in the descriptive content menu. Our internal name has already been defined as test listing, the internal code. The next field to fill in is the apartment listing title, in which you must put the name that the guest will see. So, you must write down something eye-catching, such as a listing close to the beach, for the family, perfect for vacation, and things like that. And just below in the description, you must write down with more details about why that listing is a good rental option, why it is a good option for the family, and so on. You must describe what this listing is like and try to succeed in the reservation. It is important to notice that when you try to write down anything here, it shows you the Save button. So, before you move on to the next step, remember to save here in this section. I'm going to save here even if I only put a single letter to keep going, and do not forget to save. We also have other descriptive fields such as general notes, about the space, about the access, about host interaction, neighborhood description, and locomotion information. It is important to mention that these fields are connected to Airbnb. Considering that, it is important that you fill up as many fields as you can, because the more information you give about your listing, the more complete and attractive your listing will be. Our next section is called Listing Amenities. It is important to include all the amenities that your listing offers. It is also important to emphasize that these are your listing's amenities, because we have another menu, the Location Amenities, that is related to infrastructure. So, be careful, because when you select the options here, that means all the amenities that are inside the listing. And there, in the other menu, it means all the amenities outside the listing. And it is easy to mark. You just need to mark barbecue, or full kitchen, for example, and then I save it up here. Now let's see the location amenities. It is really similar to the listing's amenities, you just need to remember that these are related to the property. Amenities that the guest will have access to but will not be inside the listing, it will be in the location. And just to enforce once more, click the Save button when you make any change. The Save button will appear up here. Remember it so you will not lose any content. Now we are going to talk about the Location menu. So here in this menu you can close all the sidebar notifications. It is because we have no address yet, so it could not find it, but as soon as you set the address, Google Maps will adjust and the marker will be on the exact point that you typed. So put the full address here and save it, always remember to save. Now that you have entered the address and adjusted the map, you can scroll down. Here it will be possible for you to upload images of the surroundings. That means that you can upload the outside and related images of the listing, such as facade, pool, gym, and so on. You can upload here in this checkered area. And in the last location field, there are the surroundings and attractions, that is where you will inform the interesting points around the listing. If you click here you can set a restaurant, beach, mountain, or a known thing, the attraction's name, the distance in kilometers, meters, and then save it. By doing it, it will appear in your listing's description all the interesting tourist attractions. The next menu I am going to show you will be rooms. And here we'll start to customize the listing's room. You will notice that the rooms menu has already two folders created, video and custom HTML. A video would be interesting if you already have a YouTube link. Just to remember, these both just work for your website, no other channel works like that. So, it is for you to improve your listing on the website. And to start creating our rooms, we just need to click on this button up here to add a room or a photo set. On the right side we are going to choose the room type we are adding. For the example I am going to add a simple suite with a double bed, so you select below which bed you have. And in this plus button you can add how many double beds you want. This is not the amount of people, but the amount of beds you are adding. And, click the Save button here on the right. Notice that whenever you save a new room, it will turn to a folder here on the top of the YouTube folder. As we can see here the suite, and you can also put the room's images and inventory to inspect the checklist, if something is missing and if everything is in order. So you can set a room inventory in the system. Now that you know how to set rooms, you can proceed with the creation of the rooms, so everything is settled down according to the number of rooms and beds you got. To add a new one you click on the plus room/photo set button and choose the room type. Two important tips. For you to know if your listing has everything in order, you can see up here some tags such as 1 room, 2 people, 1 bed and 1 bathroom, which is my second tip. When you set a suite, it will automatically insert a bathroom. Be careful with that, to avoid duplicate information. Now we are going to access the last menu of this tutorial, which is House Rules. And why is this the last one if there are others there? We will only see the ones I told you because they involve this listing's content. The remaining are internal settings that do not interfere with the content itself. And here the rules are quite simple. It is where you will inform what you or the listing allows or not. First, we have the maximum adult occupancy. This field is automatically set according to your bed setup, the one we have edited before. Here you can set the minimum age to book this listing. The default is 18 years old, but if you want to change it for any reason, it is possible. Here you are going to mark if children are allowed. And then, babies. Pay attention to the number of the children and babies because it is beyond the full capacity of the listing. For example, in this listing you are informing that it is a place for 2 people and you mean that beyond the 2 people, there is room for a child. But if you say that you accept, but want to keep 2 people, you must insert 0 in the box. And for kids it is the same thing. Here is one tip. If you mark as if you do not accept children or babies, there is a space down below for you to inform why you do not accept children or babies. It is important for you to do it so you can let the guest know the reasons for that. In the next section below, there are other rules already defined and then you can mark yes or no. These things are the regular things such as smoking allowed, pets allowed, events allowed, and if you have quiet hours. If there is something important that you cannot find in these options, you can type it here and the guest will have access to read it before booking the listing. In some cases, the listings need more information than the ones above and you can also type it here. This is the end of the content part and one last tip is, to know if the listing is complete and if it has all the information needed to all the channels, you can notice this percentage that all listings have, so if you click here, it will inform you what you have done and what you can do to achieve the full content. So having 100% of content will help you to show up on the front pages of channels. It is also good for you to have a close or equal number of 100%. If you have any problem or doubts with the registration process, let the support team know by using your system's chat or via the email sac@stays.com.br. See you next time.